All right, brother, you think that pop, pop, pop from your exhaust is hot and high performance? Cute! Seriously, there's this sound going viral with TikTok broccoli heads with bikes and cars. They hear pops and crackles out of Hellcats and think, wow, that sounds sick, bruh. No. Here's what they don't get. Basic engine shit. Don't worry though, I'm gonna keep this simple today, no boring physics class. Those banging and popping sounds, they usually mean bad tuning, bad install, leaks, or straight up damage. And yes, people who know,
Suck, squeeze, bang, blow.
Will Clocky was a total noob and a poser. Fuel injectors and blowers, I get it, you guys are invited to the conversation too though. Squirt, suck, bang, blow. So today I'm gonna cover what these bad sounds are called, why they're not good, how to spot them early, how to make them go away, so you don't look retarded while riding your motorcycle. All right, pop quiz kids, let's test your knowledge. Can you tell the difference, afterfire or backfire? I'll show you how to tell the difference later. But comment fire if your bike's ever sneezed out of the carbs. Achoo! Now, whether you're a seasoned rider or you're new to riding, it totally doesn't matter. You've probably heard these bangs and sneezes. They're actually pretty common, but they can also wreck performance. Now, I build, tune, and ride, and I've been doing this shit for 20 damn years. And today, I'll show you the causes, the fixes, and how to prevent the mess, so you keep your knees in the breeze and the cobwebs out of your brain. So what is motorcycle backfire and afterfire? Snap, crackle, pop. No, that's not fireworks, and it's definitely not breakfast cereal. So what exactly are all these noises, and what causes that sudden gunshot noise, or the dreaded carb sneeze? Now let's break it down and explore the two common types of backfires that make your motorcycle sound like it's celebrating the 4th of July somewhere in America. Now, the internal combustion engine must do 4 things in order to function properly. And if you're new to how engines work, listen up closely. The 4 things are suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. No, not that, you perv. Suck is actually where the engine draws emulsified, which basically means a mixture, of fuel and air into the combustion chamber through the carburetor or EFI intake manifold. Squeeze is when that mixture of fuel and air gets compressed with the force of the piston, slamming it into a small space, and then bang! The bang is when the spark plug sets the compressed mixture of fuel and air on fire, causing an explosion in the tiny space. This kicks the piston back down, and finally, the moment you've been all waiting for, boys, blow. When that explosion happens, it releases gases. They have to escape somewhere, so they get blown out of valve, allowing the spent exhaust gases to exit the combustion chamber or cylinder without blowing up your whole engine. Every little potato, potato, potato. Every time you hear that coming from your motorcycle, that's explosions happening over and over. The sucking, squeezing, banging, and blowing the whole time you ride it. And that's what makes internal combustion motorcycles such a fucking sexy machine. But there are some cases where this process doesn't go as planned, which I will explain, so you can identify if your bike is using its proverbial teeth on you in this sexy situation of explosions. Now, the first sound we'll break down is afterfire. Afterfire is what a lot of people refer to as backfire. It's very different from backfire, actually. An afterfire, or exhaust backfire, is when unburnt fuel is ignited in the exhaust system, resulting in a bang or pop. Sometimes, in longer pipes, it's more of like a bubbling sound, but more often than not, it's a repeated bang. Now, this is a fire after the combustion process that is supposed to take place in the engine's combustion chamber, not in your exhaust. Now imagine your motorcycle's exhaust system has a pack of black cats and a lighter and 0 adult supervision. With rad pyro to boot, it's not a super fun situation. It works kind of like a barbecue, so I'll use that concept kind of to explain. Grease drips into a hot grill box thing at the bottom of the grill. That grease that dripped out catches on fire outside of or after the cooking area. Pop, fire, it looks wild. Sick lighting effects for the whole family, but it's not better cooking. Now let's talk about what true backfire is. So at the front of your bike's internal combustion system, there can be a carb or fuel injection system where something can happen that is called an intake backfire. This backfire occurs when the unburnt fuel ignites too early before it gets inside the combustion chamber, causing a sneeze or coughing poof sound. This is fire backwards. Using the barbecue analogy, you open the grill too fast while gas builds under the lid, woof, in your face. That's kind of like a carb sneeze. So that's the main difference between backfire and afterfire. They are both explosions, but they happen at completely different places and have different consequences, which, yes, calm your tits, I'll get to that. Now, backfire and afterfire is not the same as a misfire. Well, what the fuck's a misfire? Now, there is one more type of fire that can happen that actually doesn't include any fire at all, a misfire. Now, a misfire is when the mix doesn't light. Now, to go back to our barbecue analogy, it's like you're sitting there clicking the lighter, nothing catches, food sits there, it's raw, it's cold, and just disappointing as fuck. So how does it affect your motorcycle? Power drops, the bike stumbles. This is usually felt in a power loss or kind of stumbling feeling when you're on the bike. It's not really a sound, but more of something you feel. So backfires are about combustion happening in the wrong place at the wrong time, while misfires are the result of explosions not even happening at all. Now, both suck balls, but they have different causes, consequences, and solutions. So it's crucial to distinguish between them. Now, by the end of this video, I will unravel the deepest, darkest mysteries behind motorcycle backfire, afterfire, and misfiring. I'll help you get your ride back on the road without blowing out your eardrums and setting off every damn car alarm on your block. Because let's face it, it's not how to make friends quickly. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. Afterfire equals pops out back. Intake backfire, poof out the front. Misfire, no boom. So sad. Good job. So think of your engine like a barbecue grill, because I got barbecue on the brain. We're gonna work with that. I mean, your engine kind of does work like a grill, except if you're not careful, it can turn you into way overcooked steak. Now, the air is the vent under the grill, fuels the meat, gas. The spark is your lighter or the igniter on the barbecue. The valves are the lid and vents, opening and closing. The internal combustion engine still does 4 distinct things though. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Suck pulls in air plus fuel. It's like opening the vent, drawing heat in. Squeeze, mix gets pressed tight. Bang, spark lights it. Blow, exhaust leaves, like smoke going out. Those steps go off like off beat, off timing. You get the firecracker special. Whew! A lot of learning there, guys, so pop quiz. Bike pops on decel. Afterfire or intake backfire? That, my friends, is usually afterfire. How do I know that, though? You're gonna find out. Now that you've got the basic idea of what's happening inside your engine, let's unmask the 5 most common causes behind motorcycle backfires and afterfires. Number 1, uno, air-fuel mix. Too rich or too lean. Now, if you've got too much fuel or too much air, that equals problemos. A perfect air-fuel mix at all throttle stages is critical to keeping the combustion performance stable. Now, too much fuel is often referred to as rich or rich conditions, running rich. That typically leads to the afterfire. Too little fuel is often referred to as lean mixture or running lean, which typically leads to true backfire. Now you're getting it, I can tell, but I still think you need a little barbecue analogy. Running rich is like too much grease, not enough air control. That leads to massive flare-ups, you get sooty, and you got fireballs. Now running lean's like closing the vent and cutting the air off to the whole grill. Doesn't have enough oxygen to even keep burning. So how do I know whether I'm lean or rich while I'm riding using just my senses? Well, lean conditions are often indicated by the sharp pops, excessive heat, bike may sneeze out the intake. Rich conditions are more sooty, smelly, bangs in the pipe, dirty spark plugs. Now moving right into timing. If the timing is off, the spark hits too early or too late, or God forbid, not at all. I smell some barbecue brisket coming here, guys, right? And with the barbecue, you light the grill the wrong moment or slam the lid too soon, boom in the wrong place, or no boom. And you're sitting there while the gas is running, clicking the shit out of your piece of shit lighter, and boom, you just turned your hand into hamster Huey in the fucking gooey kablooey. Now, granted, in the case of motorcycles, most are not going to explode on you in a way that would create a mushroom cloud, but the explosion could be powerful enough to pop the carb off in rare cases, and that still sucks. Or, actually, my bad, there would be no sucking because you would have no carb to do the sucking. It would just be all teeth at that point. Now, the third cause of backfires and afterfires is exhaust leaks. This one's so fucking common, seriously. Exhaust leaks are where fresh air sneaks into a hot pipe through the leak and lights leftover fuel. The fourth issue is carb issues. Again, super common. This is simply any number of failures that could occur in the carb or fuel injection system. And those failures are clogged jets, bad float height, torn diaphragm, janky injectors, and bad fuel mapping. And actually, if you want to see a series of helpful videos on how to tune for max performance, you can literally search my YouTube channel for performance tuning. Moving on. Issue numero 5. That's it. A dirty or clogged air filter. Now this means the bike can't fucking breathe. Mix is too rich, reducing air and leaving too much fuel in every stage. So let's take a moment here to test that knowledge. Do these pop sounds equal performance? Fuck no. So I'm gonna walk you through a fast and simple troubleshooting process that I use so you can address these issues like a freaking pro.
You fellas have nothing to worry about. I'm a professional.
Now this is gonna be so easy, I promise. First, we're gonna start by identifying whether it's a backfire or afterfire you're experiencing. So,
I want to play a game.
Game is called
Name the fucking noise.
Okay, you get over there and spin the wheel of fish.
Now in this game, I'm going to make a noise. No, not that kind of noise. You're actually gonna see if you can identify whether or not it's backfire or afterfire. Was it afterfire, then backfire, or backfire, then afterfire? I can't fucking hear you, but I know you probably got it wrong. Bangs in the pipe on decel, afterfire. Poof, cough at the intake, intake backfire. Now that you know how to use your fucking ears, let's try our eyes. Now, once you've identified the sound, look for damage. Use your eye chrometers to visually inspect. Look for loose pipes, missing exhaust gaskets, cracked or hard intake boots, Seriously, it's a major one. Black soot or carbonate exhaust joints, another big one. Now, use your Jedi senses.
I felt a great disturbance in the Force.
If you don't hear sound, it's just a feeling of the engine going, while riding the bike, but no super noticeable bangs or sneezes, that's the misfire. Once you've identified the issues, it's time to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Air and fuel check. You've got a carb, clean it, rebuild, set the float height, check that the jets are clean, check diaphragms, replace intake boots, check for vacuum leaks by spraying a little starter fluid around the boots. Basic bitch shit. If you've got an EFI bike, you're fucked. I'm just kidding. But you will want to check for codes, look at the mapping, the fuel map, and check the injector health. Next is a spark check. Check the plug condition. Are they gapped correctly? Check the wires for hardness or cracks or burns. Test the coil or both coils, and if applicable, replace the resistor boots and wires. Next is timing. If your bike allows for adjustable timing, verify the timing is correct. Next is filter. Clean, replace so it rebreathes. If you're running a velocity stack, just make sure the screen isn't covered in gunk and schmoo. Now here's for some fixes. You're gonna wanna do these in order. Now once you've identified the issue, it's time to actually do the work. But be sure to do it in this order. This is gonna save you a shitload of time. Dial the air fuel mix. The first thing to fix is make sure you've dialed in the air fuel mixture. Depending on your bike's fuel delivery method, there's a few options here. For carbureted bikes, fixes may include a full tune, changing jet sizes, adjusting the air fuel mix screw, lifting or dropping the jet needle, as well as replacing the intake boots and checking the float height. There just isn't enough time today to walk you through this step by step in the video, but I have several other videos on the channel that teach you how to tune carbs step by step. Just search tuning or carb. If you find value in the videos I am putting out, make sure to subscribe, as it makes me look way more famous to my friends than I really am.
That would be great. Okay.
Now for my absolute favorite, the EFI bikes. This is the pocket protector motorcycles. They require a computer in most cases, so you'll likely need a shop to help. Unless you've got some fuel controller with a really snazzy user interface on your phone, take it to a shop. Now the key here is to ensure you're using the correct fuel map. Use a tuner or hit a shop with a dyno. This is again far too complicated to cover here today, so I think I should do a video on EFI tuning using a dyno. I know most people don't have access to one, but would you be interested in learning how that shit works? Let me know in the comments. So here's another barbecue analogy. You got the right vents, that combination's right with the right amount of fuel. That's gonna give you that steady heat and no flare-up show. Taste the meat, not the heat. Now let's address the ignition timing. If the ignition timing's off, you may need to adjust the ignition system components or replace faulty parts such as spark plugs, ignition coil or the ignition wires, even the stator or the pulse generator. And not all bikes have the ability to adjust the timing, so consult your owner's manual or a professional mechanic for the correct specs. And if you're not comfortable performing these adjustments yourself, let a professional address it. Now, these fixes can vary from bike model to bike model, and not all bikes have the same spark plug size, spark gap, coils, and wires. There's a lot of variations out there. So from where I'm sitting, having a good understanding of your service manual can be super, super helpful in this. Barbecue perspective again. Light your shit at the right time. Not too soon, not too late. Now on to the exhaust leaks. If you've identified an exhaust leak, get that shit fixed right away to prevent further issues. Depending on the severity and location of the leak, you may need to replace gaskets, sealants at the slip bits, or even damaged exhaust pipes, the whole thing. That could be due to hard turns in the twisties or from jumping off a curb. Now, if you don't have any fabrication skill, I recommend using a professional mechanic to help you assess that damage and recommend the best action there. Unless you've got some legit garage chops, you can do yourself. One place I see exhaust leaks very often is right where the pipes go into the head. Sometimes somebody just doesn't see the previous exhaust gasket and they smush another one right in there when they're installing some new pipes, or they didn't use the gasket at all, which is way worse. That's a big no-no. Don't do that. Always use new gaskets and remove the old ones. Now finally, a dirty or clogged air filter can also contribute to backfire and afterfire. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations to clean or replace the filter regularly. This can go a long way in preventing backfires and keeping your motorcycle running super smooth. Now if you're like me though, you run a velocity stack, you don't need to do much. If you're having afterfire or backfire, it's obviously not caused by a clogged air filter, duh. Unless you slap that stack on there and didn't freaking take the time to tune. Rookie mistake. Now again, lots of videos on the channel for how to do all this stuff. Now by following these basic ass troubleshooting repair steps, you will be well on your way to fixing your motorcycle's backfire and afterfire issues, and probably enjoying a much smoother, safer ride. Now, regular maintenance and checkups prevent backfires and afterfires and ensure that your bike performs at its best. So, my sweet chinchilla, here is a recap. Check the mix, check the spark and timing, check for leaks, check the fuel system, check the filter. Preventing the future pops. Let's keep this shit simple. Now that you know how to diagnose and fix motorcycle backfires and afterfire, let's focus on preventing these pesky little problems from cropping up again like a bad case of acne. Now, here are some maintenance tips and best practices to minimize minimize the risk of backfires, and keep your motorcycle running smoothly. I'm gonna make this real dumb so we don't get lost in the weeds. Check your mix now and then. Keep those sparky parts fresh. Inspect for exhaust leaks. Service or rebuild your carb, clean your EFI system on schedule. Keep the filter clean. If you install a new intake or exhaust, tune, motherfucker. Boom. It's pretty much that simple. Now, one thing that I do think bears mentioning, but not everybody's gonna wanna get into this, is the valves. If your valves are out of adjustment or worn out, this can also cause issues with afterfire and backfire. So, think I should do a video on that and how to adjust your valves properly? Let me know in the comments. Moving on. Now, as we wrap up our comprehensive guide on motorcycle backfire and afterfire, let's recap the main points we've covered. Afterfire is the exhaust pops. That's the grease fire in the chimney. Intake backfire is the intake poof, the woof under the lid. Identifying the causes, you got a bad mix, timing, leaks, carb EFI issues, clogged filter. How to fix? Tune the mix, fix the spark or timing, check for seal leaks, service the fuel system, clean the filter. So you can prevent all this BS with very simple checks. You'll be able to ride more, wrench smart. Don't be a freaking jackass with a bike that pops, okay? Setting off car alarms, making dogs bark. You're not gonna have any friends pretty quick. Instead, subscribe to the channel so you can learn and be safe from being that guy. I'm TJ Styles. I'll see you next week.